Hey guys, welcome back as always. My name is Leyzar, and today, my friends, we're going to be talking about the top primary weapons in Warframe coming into 2023. Now, a while back, as in 2 days ago, Warframe officially released these stats for 2022, and unfortunately, or fortunately, this caused a bit of confusion, let's say. Have a look at the stats right here. So it's simple, right? Leyzar, the best weapon, Kuvazar, hey! And then the Ignis, and, well, no. Not exactly, which is why we're going to be talking today a bit more at length about some of these weapons, why some are top and why some are simply not. Of course, I'll give you the builds, I'll show you some gameplay examples and all of that good stuff. So, let's begin at number 10, the Shadow. Now my friends, the Shadow is an absolutely amazing armor cannon. If I'm remembering correctly, it was one of the first. But if you take a look at place 11 and 12, you got the Shadow and the Fulmin, and from my point of view, both of these weapons are superior. Now, when it comes to the Fulmin, keep in mind that Wisp Prime is coming, and with Wisp Prime, we're going to be getting ourselves a Fulmin Prime. If you're looking for a weapon that has the Assault Rifle feel, but also the Arcaplasmor experience all bundled into one, go 100% for the Fulmin. The gameplay looks something like this. So let's take off the Riven for a second. I'm just going to go with Toxin, because if I don't have the Riven now I do need Malignant Force on the build, like so. Perfect! 0 out of 60. Calculation, my friends. Now, with a build such as this, all in all considering, look at that. I'm gonna be able to stack my... As soon as you get a couple of stacks, the weapon goes absolutely nuclear. Again, we're gonna use primary fire mode initially. Look at that. Boom, boom. Simply exploding. 12.5 thousand bleed there. Now, of course, I'm stacking. And the higher I stack, the more powerful the weapon will get. That's how galvanized mods work. And, of course, that is how the arcane works as well. Fantastic. Switch into automatic. Look at that, man. Chumpy, chumpy. Chumpy, chumpy. How beautiful is that? And the vital proc should be helping the electricity proc as well. The weapon does deal default electricity damage. It's worth bearing in mind. So, of course, you can go from target to target like so. You don't need to actually stop firing. You're not going to stop firing in a normal mission unless, of course, you're actually legitimately testing your weapon. And this is the kind of performance you can expect out... Oh, they're stacked together because I didn't kill them. Well, in that case, let me switch the primary fire. There they go, mama. There they go. And here we are in the Void, my friends, in the path of the steel, just like you requested. Now, these are level 120 Corpi, so they're probably not gonna do a whole lot. Oh, by the way, I got my Vulpiphyla with me. Okay, I got my Vulpiphyla, so that is worth bearing in mind. Here comes enemies. I didn't see what they were because they died. Come here and fight me. One headshot, two hit, dead. Bye-bye. This guy dead. More enemies, please. Okay, here we go, more enemies. Fantastic, fantastic. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely fantastic, man. When it comes to the weapons damage, I mean, do you even need more than this? It's really up to you, but it can definitely hold its own in Steel Path without any issue whatsoever. I'm also going to be using Breach Surge, that is a part of my build, and that will increase DPS, of course. But when you're going Steel Path, I'm assuming you're not just going to use your weapon, right? You're also going to be using the whole arsenal at your disposal. That's why I picked up the Vulpiphyla and everything. That's how kind of I would go. Now, of course, I gotta talk about the Shadow. You know why I gotta talk about the Shadow? Because its place in the top 10 should be roughly in the first 3 spots. Right now, the Shadow is unquestionably one of the most powerful primary weapon in the game. That is considering that we got the AoE nerfs, which kind of brought down very popular weapons such as the Kuvabrama and the Kuvazar. So I would rank the Shadow top 3 easily. And here's the thing, the Shadow can essentially nuke entire rooms with very, very little effort. It's got a fantastic secondary mode for priming and dealing a bit of damage, and then you come in with the primary fire mode and you absolutely annihilate everything. It also allows you the option to just simply prime your targets, then finish them off with your melee. And we're also going to be using Galvanized Savvy. Yes, Galvanized Savvy is working on the primary fire mode, not the secondary fire mode. But we don't care about the damage that the secondary fire mode does. We care about the damage the primary fire mode does. So there you go. Galvanized Cell Acceleration in the XL slot, Primary Merciless, Toxic Barrage, and Amalgam Shotgun Spaz instead of the normal version. Why? Well, it's 45% revive speed for just 5% loss in fire rate. It doesn't matter all that much. It's a personal preference and all whatnot. And besides, I don't really get to use Amalgam mods as much as I would. And now, once again, we're going to be testing it on the same targets as before. The level 120 Corrupted Heavy Goons. Use secondary fire mode. and then absolutely annihilate whatever stands before you, my friends. This is a hunter munitions build, and I'm not waiting for the procs. I'm not waiting for the slashes simply because I want to highlight how much raw damage you can get out of this puppy and all whatnot. One more time, and then we're gonna wait for procs, just so you are clear on how much damage. Oh my god. I don't know if you see the health bars just melting away. It's there, and then snapshot, it's gone. And I got plenty of magazine left. I think it was 21 out of 40. And considering the fast reload speed I have now, not even that is an issue anymore. So let's go normal. I'm just gonna use the secondary fire mode, and then we're gonna go shot by shot. Just okay. You don't get to see the slashes. It's too late for slash. I gotta go for body shot so you can see the slashes. You see, primary fire mode doesn't really apply statuses, but even without statuses, just the slash alone from hunter munitions and your target still gets exploded. My friends, I think it's pointless for me to advocate you go buy, build this weapon and enjoy it, but if you need further proof, let's head on over to Steel Path. Welcome to the Void, my friends. Now let's play a little bit of prep and destroy. And as you can see, the Zero without any issue whatsoever can destroy whatever stands before it with stacks of galvanized whatever or no stacks of galvanized whatever. Now in close corridors, that glaive bounce is absolutely bloody phenomenal. It's gonna be hitting a whole lot of targets without any issue whatsoever. Allow me to demonstrate. Nothing really can stand before you. It doesn't really matter what, and you can do this to high levels, super high levels as well. This is the power, the unquestionable force of the Zero. Now you like explosions? Of course you like explosions. I'll tell you why you like explosions. The Tenant Envoy is on the list, pretty high on the list I might say, and the Kuva Ogress as well. Now between the two, considering that the gameplay is a bit similar, I would go for the Kuva Ogress. I consider it the superior weapon considering the augment it has. Nightwatch Napalm. Oh my god, that one transforms it into an absolute beast. As for the Tenant Envoy, the cool factor on this one is off the charts. It's a briefcase that transforms into a rocket launcher. What's not like? Not only that, it has tracking missiles for once, which is extremely useful in open areas and not as useful in closed areas. But again, the Tenant Envoy is a beast. Have a look at what these weapons can do. Galvanized aptitude should be the best in slot, and again I emphasize should be. It's not because the on-kill effect doesn't function. So here's another one of my favorites for this one, Prime Firestorm. Even bigger explosion with Prime Firestorm. I know some of you guys really wanted to use Argon Scope or the brand new Galvanized Scope, but considering how unreliable the weapon is with headshots, I would forget about it and simply aim for the feet. But of course, it's entirely up to you. Now to get the full amount of damage out of this one, we're gonna have to get a couple of kills. Beautiful, man. 40,000, 60,000, 20,000, the targets falling on to one another. As you can see, I'm getting my buff up. I got my multi-shot buff up now, which means a whole lot more rockets than before. The 20 seconds is permissive as long as you can legitimately get consistent kills. As you can see, I still got about 5 seconds remaining. Boom, man. That extra multi-shot is just simply insane. Let me show you this one in Steel Path gameplay. Welcome to the Void, my friends. Now let's see what this weapon can do in Steel Path. Ooh, I love the blue flame. They're absolutely fantastic. I'm playing with Revenant, and Revenant of course has the Panzer Vulpaphyla, which assists with the vital procs, which is excellent in this case. You will see that the weapon has no problem whatsoever. There was a Eximus here, one of the... Okay, I can't see him anymore. There's still a bit of my screen which is still available to the IDE. We need more particle effects, obviously. And of course, the Corrupted Heavy Goon level 130 is gonna absolutely get toast. How did you die? Was it from the explosion? I don't know, might have been from the explosion. Now, of course, I'm not getting knocked back because Revenant is helping me with Mesmer Skin. What an amazing Warframe. Do you guys love Revenant? I love Revenant. I like off-meta Revenant, however, and if you guys want to see how that one works, link the cards right now. I just love being beautiful ballerina. But back on topic, there she goes. Or there he goes, there it goes. It's really up to you. The amount of damage this weapon can fork out is absolutely sensational. And it's more than enough to get you mostly for whatever Warframe can throw at you. It is one hell of an awesome weapon. And it goes back to what this is supposed to be. This is a rocket launcher. And if you're not having fun with a rocket launcher, then that means the rocket launcher is wrong. But this rocket launcher is totally right. And I 100% enjoy playing with it. Ah, the Rubico Prime, the Eidolon Hunter even still. Now recently we got the Perigale Sniper Rifle, which can do the job of Eidolon hunting, but I'll tell you what can do the job of Eidolon hunting? everything. Basically, nowadays, Eidolon hunting is a snap, simply grab a vault, but if you're looking for the best weapon to hunt Eidolons, my money still on the Rubico Prime being the absolute Eidolon Slayer. This is the weapon to have, and the build hasn't really changed all that much in many years, so have at it. As for the Exceltra, we're going to be pausing on this one for a bit. Listen, the Exceltra, absolutely amazing weapon. Easy to build, easy to use, pretty new player friendly, and you can see that in the heat map section. I want to show you this because you will see that certain weapons on this list are popular at lower mastery ranks, whereas other weapons are popular at high mastery ranks. Just because this is a top 10 does not mean that these are all for super high mastery ranks. These are simply the most powerful, the most popular weapons in Warframe. The hottest weapons, as it will. So if you take a look at the Exceltra, it's pretty popular around mastery rank 7, 8, 9, but it trails off towards endgame because it can't scale all that well. On the other hand, if you take a look at the weapons such as the Zeta, not so hugely popular at the lower ranks, but massively popular towards the, let's say it, end game ranks, because it does scale well and you can take it to level cap if that is what you fancy. Next up, the amazing Tenant Arca Plasmor. I absolutely love this gun. It's so much better than its normal counterpart. It's got bouncy projectiles, you can make cool things happen with mag, get the mag bubble, fire the Tenant Arca Plasmor, see it absolutely destroy everything. But you know what, my friends, that's a shallow argument, because essentially any projectile-based attack is good with mag. Tell you what though, from my humble point of view, this weapon should be in the top 3 best weapons of Warframe. Not because it deals the most amount of damage, not because it scales all that well, because truth be told, the one issue with this gun, it doesn't scale all that well. You wanna go levels in the thousands? This is not the weapon to do. Just like its normal counterpart, it doesn't have that going for it. But for everything else in Warframe, this is definitely the way to go. Check it out. And I also have a Riven. Now this one, critical chance toxin and cold. It's fantastic because it provides vital in a single mod, but keep in mind that the Riven disposition of the weapon is only 1 out of 5. It's not worth getting a Riven for this weapon at the current time, but it is usable. Something like this, you get a bit of extra critical chance and you get vital in a single mod, making room for more powerful mods. And that's not a problem in normal level content, it's only gonna be a problem when you're fighting level 1000 something this and that. Take a look. The difference is freaking ginormous. Technical term, ginormous. That was a single shot, and of course I one-shotted that guy. Actually, these are girls, so do bear that one in mind. Take a look at that. Beautiful. Man, it just got deleted by that slash proc. The value of the slash procs can get to crazy high levels. A single shot on that target, 40,000 slash. Easy mode, gameplay every single day. Do I need one shot or more? Don't be silly, of course you just need one shot. This is Mirage with the Tenant Plasmor. Absolute beautiful carnage destroy. You're never gonna get to see that slash. Look at that, 120,000. How can you see that slash when you get obliterated by a single shot? And this being the Plasmor, it vaporizes enemies for some extra awesome feeling. I love the fact that you just like clear house. There's nothing left after you're done. Look at that. This one didn't die. It did die. Damn it, I thought I didn't get it in a single shot. As you can see, the weapon's performance can get to crazy high levels, especially considering that with Mirage it's gonna be very easy to roll from kill to kill to kill, so I can keep those blasted mods up. Look at that. Look at the values. Beautiful, man. Absolutely freaking sensational. I love the Arca Plasmor. I always... Is it a weapon that can fit all playstyles? Definitely not. But it's a fantastic weapon that can clear house up until level 150, maybe 200-ish. The Nataruk is a testament that good, cool, fun, quirky game design can overcome the need for more DPS, bro. The Nataruk is an absolutely amazing weapon with a really, really cool mechanic. The perfect zone mechanic. And you don't get to see a whole lot of weapons in Warframe with something like that. I think you got 2. One the Nataruk and one for the Drifter. Now here's the thing, it's not one of the most powerful weapons in Warframe in terms of absolute damage. You can get the job done without any problem whatsoever, but it's hard to match the Nataruk for cool factor, and I 100% recommend this outstanding weapon. You wanna see what it can do and how it works? Well, I will make one mention if you're going high level content, and when I say high level I don't mean up until level 150. Up until level 150, even 200, something like this is smarter simply because you do need the front loaded damage guaranteed by Ulceration. Galvanized Aptitude and Primary Merciless will simply mean better clear time. But if you're actually going high level, then I would swap out the damage mod, Serration, 100% for something like a Bane mod or a Fire Rate mod, depending on what you're more comfortable with. Steel Path Corrupted Enemy, so basically a little bit of everything which I believe why this is a very, very good test for the Nataruk. Now, keep in mind that with this bow and this whole perfect shot mechanic, it can release something like release anxiety, right? You want to release the shot simply because it got to that perfect stage and you don't want to go to a full charge shot. But you know what? Going to a full charge shot is really not all that bad. What do you lose? 10% critical chance as a base and about 10% critical damage. So again, it's not that big of a deal. Take a look at that. Beautiful damage, absolutely annihilating that Steel Path corrupted heavy goon. Keep in mind that you can also cancel your shots by pressing R, my friends, pressing R. Of course, the body punch through is the real benefit of those perfect shots. So if you got something to clump up your enemies, like a Vauban, a Nidus, or something along those lines, you're gonna be able to make really good use out of that fantastic mechanic. As for the weapon, as you can see, it absolutely wrecks house with no problem whatsoever. And of course, Galvanized Aptitude. I forgot about this one. Now, Galvanized Aptitude would definitely make a whole lot more sense on high-level targets instead of Serration or Amalgam Serration, but I would need to reformat the weapon and then I couldn't showcase the perfect shot build ideally. It's a bit of a balancing act to be able to show you both of the builds without reformatting in between recording sessions. And ta-da, we are back in the void. Now keep in mind, with a quick shot build, you do got the headshot multiplier. Yes, so you should be definitely going for headshots, as it does matter. The headshot multiplier does make a significant difference when it comes to DPS. Now let's see what the weapon can do. We just blew up a corrupted heavy gun. We got an ancient over here. Absolutely wrecked house. Enemies. Oh, by the way, I have the Panzer Vulpaphyla with me right now. So if you have the Panzer Vulpaphyla with you, you don't no longer need to use the 260-60 viral mods, right? You can make something like Corrosive or simply maybe play into your favorite mods. Or you can just keep it around. The Panzer Vulpaphyla, while fantastic, is not 100% reliable when it comes to the proc. Sometimes you just need the proc on the target and it's nowhere to be found. Now let's see what we can do to these targets. Absolutely wrecked house, even with the shield drone there, no problem whatsoever. Now of course we also got Corpus here, which are very easy to blow up, as you can see. The weapon does deal a truck and a half worth of damage, and it's 100% viable to go for a quick shot build. Again, it's not what the Nataruk is known for. The Nataruk is known for the new mechanic. Hey, you can release stuff at the opportune time and it'll be awesome because it makes this big projectile and it's fancy and all whatnot, but a quick shot build is more than viable. The Kuva Brahma, the Ignis Wraith, and the Kuva Tsar. We're gonna do the following. We're gonna take out the Kuva weapons first. Here's the thing, the Kuva Brahma and the Kuva Tsar were 1 and 2 last year. 2022, these were the weapons to have from any point of view. Usability, big explosion, big fun, end game content, whatever you wanted. These weapons delivered, especially the Kuva Tsar. But things happen, my friends, and by things I mean the developer. The developer nerfed AoE, and more importantly than that, the developer nerfed ammo. And these two weapons got hit pretty hard. The Kuva Brahma, not as much so as the Kuva Tsar, but let me make one thing very clear. The Kuva Tsar is no longer top dog. Far from it. Honestly, I will probably have a hard time including it in my top 10. Kuva Brahma, still not a bad weapon. Still quite enjoyable. And I did a video regarding how did the ammo changes impacted the Brahma and the Tsar. Have a look right here. And the gist of it is basically like this. While the Kuva Brahma and Kuva Tsar are still extremely powerful weapons that can get the job done for mostly anything, they're not top dog material anymore. It's as simple as that. Now we're not gonna stop here because this is more than just this. You gotta keep in mind that these stats right here need to be taken with a grain of salt, and you also gotta consider the heat map as well. Yes, what weapons are popular at what rank, because some weapons are more new player friendly, mid player friendly. Yes, there's actually a mid zone in the mastery ranks around 20 something, and some are fantastic for endgame. I want to take a bit more time to talk about the Ignis Wraith, then we're going to be getting into the Bobonico, Felarx, and the Fenmore. Now the Ignis Wraith has been top dog around 2018, 2019 alongside the Amprax. And after the whole AoE meta was in play, the Ignis Wraith was doing okay and still maintained its top 10 status. I'm pleased to announce that even in 2023, Ignis Wraith maintains top 10 status. You know what? It's an absolutely cool and amazing flamethrower, and it can crack down on enemies like nobody's business, melt them to nothing. It's an extremely powerful weapon. I absolutely love the gameplay, and you know what? It's pretty new player friendly as well. Just make sure you don't buy the blueprint for plat, and you don't buy it from Barrow either. Check out what the Ignis Wraith can do in 2023. free. Primary Frostbite, and I'm gonna be using the Hystrix Prime to get myself some cold procs. It's not the idealist necessarily weapon for that. You can use a beam weapon that can get you procs faster. That's also fine. And what else I'm gonna be doing is dropping viral, since I'm gonna be using the Panzer Vulpaphyla. And if I'm not gonna be using viral, then of course I'm gonna be using corrosive in this case, like so. So I got corrosive viral on my weapon, viral from the Vulpaphyla, frostbite, and I'm gonna get my procs on using the Hystrix. And good old Daddy Revenant. Let's head on over to the Path of Steel. Welcome to the Void, my friends. Now let's see what the Ignis Wraith can do against level 100 and, I don't know, 30, 40-ish corrupted enemies in Steel Path. And as you can see, I already stacked a little bit of my, you got the Ice Quill? Yes, thankfully the Ice Quill remains selected, so I do get a couple of stacks. I just switch from one weapon to the other, get yourself some procs, and you can keep up the buff. Honestly, this is more hassle than I'm usually used to, but you know what, for the sake of showcasing the weapon, why the hell not? And as you can see, I burned through that corrupted heavy goon that was just standing here without any issue whatsoever. And you can too, since the weapon is more than plenty powerful. What else can I tell you about Steel Path? You shouldn't really have much of an issue getting through whatever the game has to throw at you. Again, if you're looking at levels in the thousands, the situations will be changing, but in that case, have a look at this weapon. Link in the cards right now. What else is there to say? Not much. I love this weapon, and I have loved it ever since I started playing Warframe. I received my first Ignis Wraith blueprint for free from a very nice steno. Now you see, back then, Ignis Wraith blueprints could only be obtained from the dojo of the clans that participated in this old event, yes? And that old event gave them access to blueprints for the Ignis Wraith. And some tenno used to sell them for a whole lot of plat, some tenno still do. Trust me, it's not that hard to get yourself a Ignis Wraith blueprint, and you should definitely get one, because as you can see, it can burn through targets like a hot knife through butter. The Felarx and the Fenmore, the evolving weapons, but out of the two, only the Fenmore evolves. And you know what? I would argue the Fenmore right now, 2023, top dog. Top dog Fenmore, followed by the Zero. An absolutely amazing weapon. Honestly, it has freaking everything. You cannot ask more of this weapon than it's already doing. And if you want to see what it's capable of, I got you covered. If you're gonna be building the weapon for crit and you just enjoy going for headshots, go with Lingering Judgment. But the obvious choice, of course, is gonna be Devouring Attrition. And at this level, either Elemental Excess or Incarnate Efficiency, depending on how comfortable you are with the weapon. Now let's take a look at a crit build first, and then we're gonna go for a raw damage approach. For a crit build, I'm gonna be using Incarnate Efficiency instead of Survivor's Edge, because again, it's only 10% and 10%. It doesn't really matter all that much, even if it is bonus additive after. As for the last one, we're gonna go with Lingering Judgment, and then we're gonna switch to Devouring Attrition. And a build should look something like, well, this. Welcome to the Void, my friends, and this is Steel Path, and look how easy it is to actually build bar. It's already full, and I'm already going Incarnate for no problem whatsoever. And of course, the weapon needs a couple of stacks, and then boom, absolutely outstanding. Take a look at that. Now you see them, now you don't. There's really not a whole lot of commentary I can add to this section, other than the fact that the weapon is extremely powerful as is. It has one big issue, and you guys probably noticed it by now, but I'm gonna save it for the conclusion. If you want to do Steel Path, whatever, the weapon is more than capable of. Take a look at that. Fantastic. And I haven't even showcased the raw damage build yet. Now, if you do prefer something different, let's assume that you're tired of the same Hunter Munitions approach, then your talents need to change. That is your evolution. Oh, look, one of those new fancy Eximus is the Arxon guy that knocks you back and does things. And a whole lot of slashes. Look at him die. Ha! That's pretty much it. Now, about that raw damage build. So we're just gonna look at the final level. We're gonna switch from Lingering Judgment over to Devouring Attrition, just like you would for the Latham. And of course, at level 4, we're no longer going for Incarnate Efficiency. We're gonna be going for the plus 20% status chance, minus 10% critical chance, Elemental Excess. While it doesn't show correctly in the stat screen, it does actually apply. The bug currently is only a visual thing. One note though, I still think the smarter thing to do is to go for Incarnate Efficiency, but DPS-wise, Elemental Access would be better in this case.
If you die, I got dibs on your stuff.
That charge up, right? So I got a drone over here, completely destroyed. I want to get that headshot. Already got a headshot on my target, no problem whatsoever. Now these targets are affected by crowd control thanks to Revenant, but as you can see, I'm already at full charge. No problem whatsoever. this, my friends, is an absolutely stellar weapon, absolutely incredible at single target damage. Here's the capture target, and if you didn't know, the capture target is basically buffed a little bit in terms of survivability. Here's a corrupted heavy buy. Nothing. Absolutely nothing can stand before this weapon. It's gloriously good fun if you want a bullet hose, because in essence, this is what it is. It's an absolutely outstanding bullet hose. The Felarx. If the Fenmore evolves, the Felarx devolves, in the sense that the normal version of this weapon is more powerful than its evolution, and you should build it like that and play with it like that. It still deserves a spot, from my point of view, in the best weapons of Warframe, even though its evolution doesn't really need to be used by all intents and purposes. The normal form, oh my god, it's an absolute beast. So obviously you're going to be going with this one, Devastating Attrition. And my suggestion, Mounting Momentum. This is no buffs whatsoever. We're going to take it from the top, yeah, just so you can see how an actual run would go. This weapon is way too powerful for this level of content. It just simply chomps through everything with no problem whatsoever, even at range like this. See that? Most of my pellets are not even making contact with a target, and now I get the fire rate as well. I would dump this fire rate into a heavy-duty target, but there is no heavy-duty target in this mission that can realistically stand up to this kind of damage. So I go shot by shot so I don't realistically waste ammo. Look, this is a big target. I think I killed it 1,000,000 times. You guys get how that one works. I don't think there's a whole lot I can show you in Steel Path. I mean, what can I show you in Steel Path? It's just gonna basically melt everything up to a certain point. You gotta bear in mind that these raw damage approaches have their limitations, and their limitations will come with more damage mitigation on the part of enemies. So when you're hitting a couple of thousand enemies in a couple of rounds, if you want to do an endurance run in Steel Path or something like that, you might run into some issues. But as it stands now, the weapon is fully capable of essentially annihilating whatever stands before you for the 99.9% of content in Warframe. The Bubonico, the best arcannon that Warframe has to offer. And I know what you're gonna say, dude, there's two of them. That's technically true, but more importantly, the Bubonico can absolutely melt. And it's got mostly the same gameplay style that the Zero has. So if you love the Zero, you're going to be loving the Bubonico. And if you're afraid that it doesn't deal enough damage or you can't take it to levels in the thousands, oh my god, you would be so wrong. It's an absolutely insane weapon. Check it out. Come out, wherever you is, Corrupted Heavy Goon level 130, and there it goes. I didn't even have the stacks and all whatnot, not that it matters at this point. So, welcome to the Void, these are the Corrupted, and they are getting absolutely melted before the power of the Buba, and the knee, and the... I'm sorry, my humor is really bad, I apologize, it's the only one I got. As you can see, there are two Corrupted Heavy Goons over here, absolutely annihilated. In actual gameplay, you're not gonna stop to see the procs, right? But if you do want to stop to see the procs, well, they're absolutely huge. That's a single shot in that guy and completely annihilated. I don't think there's a lot I can show you in Steel Path to prove the worth of this weapon. It's absolutely insane. It's sick as all hell, and you guys simply gotta get it. It's as simple as that. The Bubonico is, without a doubt, one of the most powerful primary weapons in the game, and that's pretty much the long and short of it. Now I can go on and on and on, because you know what, as long as you know how to build your weapons, what are their strengths and weaknesses, you're going to be able to do pretty much whatever content with most weapons in the game. Granted, not all of them. For example, the Dread would be the best traditional style bow in the game. The Phantasma is an absolute and undoubted powerhouse. Oh my god, the Chakur. The Chakur can easily make a top 10. It's got that much power. Full detail guide in the cards right now. You're gonna be able to clear Steel Path with the Chakur like a hot knife through butter, honestly. It's really a non-issue. Steel Path doesn't really represent a problem for this weapon. The problem that this weapon has, again, is usability. So a whole lot of players are simply not gonna like the fact that you gotta reload. It takes so long to reload, you gotta reload kinda often, and the fire rate is not fantastic. She kicks like a bloody mule, so some 1.4 million bleed there. Just saying, okay, just saying. But if you can get over the usability issues that good old Chak has, you're not gonna have any issue whatsoever. One shot even on the capture target. And as you guys know, the capture target has bonus mitigation and all that. It's a corpus though, so how much mitigation can he have? What else is there to say? Not a whole lot. This is a viral slash approach. So, wait, what is that? Is that like a, whatchamacallit? Oh, it's just the Stalker. 2.6 million bleed there. You saw that? You saw the 2.6 over there, and you can go even higher than that. Don't think it was a headshot blade. It's easier with this build to go for body shots, right? Simply because of the raw strength it has. Let's wait for the Stalker or head on back to the Simulacrum. Whatever you guys want is fine. Oh, here's the Shadow. Yeah, buddy. Long time no see. You remember me? I don't think he does. I don't think he ever cared about me so much. I got everything I wanted from the Stalker. Oh wow, that was a single shot on the Stalker. The Kuva Tonkor, one of the AoE weapons that legitimately didn't get so badly affected about the ammo and AoE nerfs. This one packs quite a punch as well. You can find the guide on YouTube. I would link you, but YouTube only allows me to link 4 or 5 things. So there's that. You know what? How about some footage instead?
And this is what I can do to steel path enemies. I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna pick up ammo with no problem whatsoever. Look at my ammo. Yes, look at my ammo. I have no issues whatsoever. And you're not really gonna have as long as you're not gonna be spamming like a maniac. Though we do enjoy spamming like maniacs now, don't we, my friends? From time to time, spamming like a maniac is definitely fun. Hopefully the developer would understand that as well. I mean, if you got targets in front of you, destroy it. By firing gun. Fire gun, you win. Now let's see what we can do to the capture target. Hello, Mr. Capture Target. Was that a single shot? Yes, it was a single shot. Are you gonna bleed to death? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Careful with nullifiers and Revenant because it's gonna do the feint. A single shot, level, I don't know what that is, level 130-ish, Corrupted Heavy Goon, 2 shots, and it has, of course, these Steel Path modifiers with 250% added to essentially everything. That was collateral damage from the explosion, and it's gonna be bleeding out. How beautiful is that? Amprax just updated the guide for this one. Absolutely insane weapon. Granted, not the best for high level play, but still an amazing weapon that can do everything but levels in the thousands. The Tromna, this is the machine gun experience in Warframe, and it's only outdone by one weapon. But that one is a heavy weapon or an arc weapon. The Mauslon is the only one that can do the Tromna when it comes to that whole machine gun experience. The Kuva Heck and so on and so forth, and you can keep going. Oh dude, the Tenant Flux Rifle slightly boosts your targets. How little? Well, let's reload. I'm just gonna... That was 4 bullets in my targets. That was 4 bullets, that's it. And that was 2 bullets? 3 bullets? I got 5 slashes, 6 vitals. I don't think it's gonna be a kill. That wasn't a kill. Just a couple of bullets is all you need to completely annihilate a high level target. It's simply that powerful. The comb, never mind the comb, go for the Kuva comb, which can cut into little pieces essentially everything that stands before you. It's an excellent weapon for Necros, and it's fully capable for essentially whatever content that Warframe can throw at you. Obviously the experience is gonna be pretty much the same as running a hot knife through butter. Absolutely annihilating whatever stands before you. Here's a bit of a tip: if you're using the Panzerwolfenpfeiler like I am using the Panzerwolfenpfeiler, then there's no real reason to build vital on your weapon anymore. Or you can use your secondary to prime your targets. Simply use corrosive on the weapon or something like corrosive heat. Honestly, the weapon is hella powerful. It doesn't really matter what kind of content you throw at it, it's gonna do a good job. I highly recommend the weapon. Now let's see if we manage to find some corrupted heavy goons which have a bit more HP, so I can demonstrate the power of the weapon. It just chomps through everything. Oh look, there's a bunch of targets there, including a corrupted heavy gunner. And there she goes. Tenant Tetra, again a fantastic weapon, and we can keep going on and on and on. But at the end of the day, my friends, you now know what are the top weapons of Warframe. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe only if you enjoy the content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.